Welcome, ladies and gentlemen of Tactical Gaming. I'm your host, TG Royal Renku. I'm joined by my wonderful host, Vicious Eel. Unfortunately, Jo, our social media team lead, is unavailable to join us today, but we'll just do without him. We've got two wonderful guests. We've got Heart Attack Kid and Turtastic.
Hello.
Hey.
So pretty much what we're going to cover in the podcast is, day-to-day life, things that have gone on in people's lives if they're willing to talk about it, things that have gone on in the gaming news, maybe reach out to like some TV and media, movies and so on. And then to finish off, I've got a few questions that have been put together by you guys in the community, answer those as a collective and so on. But to start, let's have a bit of an intro of like who we are. So, Turd, you want to take the wheel on that one? Got a bit of backstory of who you are, what games you play.
Yeah. So I've been around for a while. My name is Mr. Fantastic. I used to be TG Spac back in 2012, question mark. Back then I played Battlefield 3 on the Xbox, whereas now I'm majority a PC player. Came back in 2015, started for Counter-Strike, then moved around everywhere. So I've done Arma, Overwatch, PUBG, back to Counter-Strike, Overwatch, and now I've finally wound up in Call of Duty as the XO of 2nd Battalion.
Sweet. And that was with Call of Duty, you said, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. Hart, do you want to give us a little bit of backstory on yourself as well?
Yeah. So, I'm Heart Attack Kid. I'm in Call of Duty 1st Battalion Xbox because I'm a poor person that can't afford a computer. But I used to be the CO of 1st Battalion. I stepped down about a month and a half ago. Things are getting busy at work. Needed more time. And I'm in TCon as a squad member now.
Go on, Eel.
Hi, I'm TG Vicious Alex, social media team member of the Public Relations Office. About over a year ago, I was the brigade commander for PUBG Xbox One, and I stepped down due to real life commitments with college and stuff. And now I'm back and here to help out with the PRO.
Cool. We've got like a bit of a good history going on. Some people may or may not know who I am just by my name and title and logo. But as I said, my name is TG Rorenku. I am the digital media team leader, so I handle the graphics that go on here, what makes this place look beautiful. Fill in people's profiles with signatures, avatars, and banners, your squads, attention to orders, practice reports, and briefings, that sort of stuff. Been in TG now for like nearly 7 years, which is mad. But yeah, coming into the PRO as the Instagram point of contact. And yeah, doing pretty well, going good. So, as you mentioned, Hart, so you had to step down from CO due to life work and whatnot. If you don't mind me asking, what do you do for work?
I'm an EMT, so I work on an ambulance.
And with obviously the situation that every single person is in at this moment in time, with the whole coronavirus and COVID-19 lockdowns, myself and Turtastic, we're from the UK, so we got the same sort of restrictions and guidelines going on, but I'm not sure how that may differ for you pair in America. But if you're comfortable talking about it, would you give us a bit of detail of how this has affected yourself, like so family and friends, maybe your work life?
I mean, family and friends is mainly just tend to stay home. The only one I really see is my wife because, I'm a pretty high-risk carrier now, so I'm not going to take it to my family or my grandparents or anything. Work cleaning has picked up we were always clean, but now it's disinfecting the truck every time you breathe and masks every time you turn around, and our state National Guards actually developed a program where they're cleaning our N95, so we're not running out, which is great. Can't complain about that. But hours are sporadic at best, and
I can imagine.
they're starting to open up our state back now. Yesterday they opened up restaurants and everything, so I figure our call volume's gonna increase significantly in the coming weeks.
Yeah, they said that with ours. I'm not sure, like down south for you, Turd, but for me up north, they're looking to reopen like sort of bars, pubs, and restaurants and other places like that by like mid-June, start of July.
I doubt it will happen, if I'm honest.
To be honest, I'm in the same sort of aspect. If they open it now, it's just gonna go back to the way it was. But that's for people's opinions. Do you want to give us a backstory on like sort of your work and whatnot? I know you personally in a way. You work within the Met, so.
So I'm a detective constable with the Metropolitan Police. Currently work in an environment called safeguarding, which encompasses child abuse, domestic violence, and serious sexual offences. So my job's to investigate serious crime, mainly within a domestic violence setting. Obviously, due to coronavirus, it's picked up massively. We've seen about a 50% increase.
Wow.
And it's certainly impacted on our capability. So for a general shift, we'll have one detective sergeant with 3 detective constables, maybe 4. And then there'll be 8 prisoners. 8 does not go into 3 very well.
Not very. I mean, I'm very poor at math, but yeah.
So yeah, it's been manic for the past few weeks. But I'm on annual leave today, so for the next week, can't wait.
Have some time off and rest and let's
Yeah,
not
sit in
forget
the garden.
the gaming.
Yeah, or gaming.
Or gaming.
One or the other, garden or gaming.
I mentioned that to my partner and to my next door neighbour, the fact that with lockdown, it's crazy how like the whole weather has just sprung open. Like clouds are non-existent, sun's beaming. I'm hitting like near 25 degrees in my room, so I'm absolutely sweating. But yeah, it's crazy. What about yourself? Feel like how has this whole thing impacted you? Like, I know you said you're in college.
Well, it's greatly impacting me a lot because now I am taking my classes only online. Usually I would do like one class in person and one class online. Usually I would do math classes online, but it's starting to become a bit difficult, just kind of like to balance through time just to do all these classes all online. So I'm just doing my very best to try to balance what I can try to complete and what I can do to help out for TJ at the same time too. So it's going to be a long and windy road that I'm going to be facing through during this time.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that have been doing like homeschooling as well.
Yeah, that's what they do. The one they do like webcams and such for
like Zoom
class
calling as
meetings.
well.
Yeah, I don't usually go through those, which those are optional for me, but we just kind of get the work done.
Yeah, I'm pretty much in the same boat as, lockdown and whatever. I work in a contact center, so even though I said before I live up north, the company that I work for operates down south in the rail network. So I won't name names and whatnot, so just to keep that clear. But yeah, I mean, got sent home from work. I was working a very late shift. It was a 3:11, and it was about 9:30, 10 o'clock when the 2 managers that were on the floor went into a separate office. They came back out with the duty phone, so it was like a little brick phone, really old, but it has like a SIM card that we call in if we're not going to be there, or they receive calls for updates from like client and whatnot. They came out and said, "Yep, you're not coming to work tomorrow. So when your shift's ended, you're going home." I was like, "Oh, that's nice," because everyone in the office at that time was like, "Come on, let's go home. We're on lockdown." It was apparent that one of the girls that worked in a separate department, but we worked on the same floor. So someone in like the web support area, they had shown signs and symptoms of it. So they had gone on obviously the 14-day self-isolation, and everyone was like kicking off. Managers and operations cordoned off that area with like a mass disinfection. But everyone was like so hyped to go off work, and when they realized, oh, we're going home with nothing to work, what's going to happen? I was left out of work for like a week and a half, near 2 weeks, before I got a call from my manager saying, can you come to the office to pick up a home computer? So that's what I'm doing now. For 5 days a week, I'm doing my normal job, but on a very poor system, working like a VM, like a virtual machine. It's not fun, but hey, it's lasting so far. They've already had like a couple of people been called back into the office to do like the phone calls rather than doing emails at home because we're running out of work. So
I wish that was the case with us.
I know.
I'd love to run out of work, but if people could just stop doing crime, that would be good.
Yeah, I mean that's like the whole sort of aspect and the hope. But then if there's no crime, what's your job?
Yeah.
Hey, enough doom and gloom. We are Tactical Gaming, and this is Table Talk. So let's do some talk about gaming, shall we? So, upcoming games that have, well, I say coming out with what's going on, and not a lot of things have been released. As my partner said last night, the whole downside of this COVID is the fact that no new movies are coming out, or nothing's been advertised to come out. We had a few different drops on Netflix and whatnot. Probably talk about that in a bit, but so far there's nothing remotely new since this whole thing went down, like March or whatever. But
yeah, the games are sad.
I know.
Although Valorant's very good.
I was gonna say, like, so if there's anyone picked up Valorant, or has anyone, gone onto the whole quest of sitting down and watching hours and hours of streams on Twitch to finally get a key?
Yeah, I got it. To be fair, I got lucky. I only got it after like an hour.
Really? I hate you.
Yeah.
Bro,
I've been waiting on the new flight sim, and everyone's tired of hearing me talk about it, so I think I've watched way too many streams.
When it first got announced that you had to watch a Twitch stream, working from home, I had one monitor for working, and then my second monitor connected to my PC to put a stream on. It was mainly like sort of Anomaly or Summit, and then you had a few of like I say smaller, but they're not really small streams, like sort of XQC and Kefri, who was like an old Overwatch pro. I had literally had all those guys. I had so many people that I didn't follow on like separate tabs, only to then find out that it doesn't matter how many streams you watch,
it counts for
just the one. I was so gutted. I was talking to one of my work friends at the time on Discord, and I was like, I am so annoyed. I was aggravated. The fact that I just wasted so much time, and like, I want to say nearly blew up my computer with how many Chrome tabs I had open, because Chrome likes to eat away at your CPU and your RAM and stuff like that, but I was annoyed.
It ruins your performance too.
Yeah.
At that time when I was streaming.
Pro tip: don't
But
have
like the actual game itself, like I'm not that impressed, to be honest. It's okay, it's fun to play, but I can see it getting very old very quickly because there's some serious balancing issues. Like the ability of Brimstone to smoke off an entire bomb site by himself is just ridiculous. It shouldn't exist, in my opinion. Like the spray patterns are good, the hit reg leaves something to be desired. Like if I'm hitting someone in the head and I see a splash from their head and then I die, I don't expect to see in the death screen that I've hit them once in the leg.
Yeah.
It's just the most infuriating thing, like when you know you've headshot someone,
Like
you know you've won that fight. Yeah, and it's just abysmal. It's almost as bad as Rainbow Six.
Oh god, don't even get me started on Rainbow Six.
Rainbow Six, oh my goodness.
I'm pretty sure I've got a hole in my desk somewhere from Rainbow Six. Or that would be the reason as to why my old keyboard broke, but that's another story.
Yeah, but in terms of games, it's just been Call of Duty and Valorant for me. Yeah. Like Call of Duty is just good. It's a good game. I've not really got an issue with it.
Yeah, I'm the
hit
same.
Hit reg is good. The guns are good. It feels meaty.
Like the same guy I go to work with, we played Call of Duty time on. And it got to the point where he was getting very annoyed. He described himself as like an elitist, as in he would like to feel a progression within a game. Like, for example, Elder Scrolls Online or BDO, so Black Desert Online, where you can progress, you get better perks, better kit, better weaponry, armor, skills, spells, so on and so on. But once you've reached a certain point in Call of Duty, like max level to get all the guns, there's no real progression after that. It's just all about bettering yourself. And I can understand that. Like, so there's nothing better than reaching a level and then going, oh, great, I've got this new thing. Like, you reach a new level on Call of Duty and you unlock a new gun that's been dominating you for the past, 30, 40 games you've been playing. But once you hit a certain point and there's nothing else to go on to get better, or there's nothing else that can better your game, what's the point of carry on playing? It's just the fun of it. And he didn't find that sort of aspect fun. But it's to their own. If you don't like the game, you don't play it. Simple as. If you do like the game, you keep grinding it out. Like what you said, you enjoy it. I spent how many hours did I spend? I don't even know why I did it. I just wanted to get gold on my M4 because I never usually used it. I usually use like the MP5 and whatnot.
Yeah.
I'd spent countless getting all the attachments, all the challenges for each individual camo.
When the Renetti came out, I got that within 2 days.
That's the pistol, isn't it?
Love
Yeah,
that.
I sweated it.
So Renku, so for players who keep on playing like names like Call of Duty for like competitive game modes and all that, do you think they can still keep playing even though they can even though they level up to like at a certain point where they can't level up anymore?
Say that again, so as in like within a competitive sort of standpoint.
Right. So if so let's say they're already at max level.
Yeah.
Which at some point they could make it to there. And they play competitive. Would they still play even though they reach max level?
Play like sort of like casual gaming?
Yeah, any casual competitive whatsoever.
I mean,
with the new seasons, your level resets back down to 55 every 3 months. So if you can regrind on that.
I mean, I know I watched a lot of esport Call of Duty. That was the main game I followed. So back then it was like, Call of Duty Ghosts and then Advanced Warfare and Black Ops 3 and 4. I followed Optic, as probably a lot of people did. But then that whole shenanigan went over where the contract was sold because Hex thought it'd be a good idea, and then it kind of backfired. And yeah, I mean, watching a lot of those guys play, and then when they jump on to like social game or like live quick match multiplayer, I'm pretty sure it was either Nature or Scump said like he doesn't see a point of going back to the main casual social gaming because the competitive or sort of aspect isn't there to what he's used to playing at like, a competitive level with other teams. I can see your standpoint as in, would there be any point in going back? Like if I've gone through and I've played Call of Duty and I've hit 155, yes, knowing that each month it's going to reset back to 55 and doing it again, and the next month going back to 55 and then going back to 155, just gets repetitive. And that's why I see a lot of people, a lot of pros in Call of Duty like retiring because there's just no sort of difference. It's the same thing over and over. You could say that thing for like a lot of other games, but that's like I'd say the main big focus.
For example,
like Overwatch, yeah.
You get promoted like once in like every levels. You kind of get a star for every 100 levels you kind of go through. That's like a long time. It's probably say around 6 months at the least, just to get to level 100, and then you just get promoted, and then just keep on going until like you get like 5 stars.
Yeah, it's got different stars going on.
Somewhere like that. Right.
I didn't play much of Overwatch. I can't remember what level I got to. I think it was like 50, 60 something. I don't know.
See, I had 4 accounts on Overwatch, so I never used to get to a decent level.
I've heard that Sinatra, he's a champion of the Overwatch League, and an MVP. He's leaving to join Valorant.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think
Which is-
Overwatch pros will struggle with Valorant very much because
Yeah, because
your core gameplay and your core gun mechanics are very CS:GO. Like the abilities and stuff, I'd have no issue with, but your gunplay is just totally different. In Overwatch, you can be moving as fast as you like, and your weapon will still be perfectly accurate.
Yeah.
Whereas in Valorant, that's just not going to happen.
Yeah, so it's going to take a lot of time, a lot of practice, just kind of get to know the mechanics through each game, and not everyone could succeed in this game, but you may never know what's gonna happen out there. Could be easy, could be hard. It just depends on how well you can step up, how well you can improve.
It's like the transition from game to game. So
yeah,
like what Ted was saying, when you're in CS:GO, you can't really run and gun because your crosshair and like the spray pattern and whatnot just go absolutely everywhere. There's no like, even if you're moving or not, like on like Overwatch, you're still gonna hit the same point if you're aiming at it. That doesn't happen in CS:GO unless you're really lucky and you get like a jumping dig or something, or like a running headshot of like an AK sort of thing. But personally, I haven't played Valorant yet. I've got the key after setting up my other email, so I had double a chance. Annoyingly, that got the key before my main did, so yeah, that's another kick in the shin. But I haven't played it, so I can't give a judgment on how the gun mechanics and the gun feel is, but
I've seen a couple streams at it. It kind of looks a bit difficult, I'm not going to lie about it.
yeah.
I don't think there's much. The thing that I dislike most about Valorant, and the thing that I don't think gives it as much replayability as stuff like CS:GO, is that there's not much player feedback. If you kill someone, like that's it, they're dead. You don't get in. There's no like in CS:GO, you've got the dink. You've got that clear, audible thing like, "Oh, I've headshot that guy.
Yeah.
Yep, done." You've got the big kill feed in the top right. Like it feels like you're doing work when you kill players. Whereas in Valorant, I can spray down 2 or 3 people, and it's like, oh, okay, well done. And they've tried to do that with the noise, but it just the execution's very poor.
It's like when you get a kill on CS:GO, your thing in the kill feed is like boxed off, so you know that's your kill.
Yeah.
And like is it red or orange? Pretty sure it's red, isn't it?
Black with a red outline.
That's it. That's how long it's been since I played CS:GO. But it's the same in like Halo as well. I picked up the Master Chief Collection the other night. All my friends are playing it and whatnot. To my disbelief and to my complete idiocy, I forgot that Halo Reach had already been released weeks and weeks and weeks prior. How I didn't notice it, pick it up and play it beforehand, don't know. Very annoyed at it because Reach is my favourite Halo. I love the gameplay, the multiplayer, the whole aspect of Reach. I loved it, especially the game mode of SWAT. But you never had that distinctive, bam, headshot, I got the kill, unless the other player had like the effect. So if you got a headshot, like the confetti would explode and like they'd shout yay to know when you got the kill. Going back and playing, not playing that since like 2013, 2012. Not playing it since then. I'm playing it again like 6, 7, nearly 8 years later, and thinking, how am I not killing people? To only find out I am killing people, I'm just not hearing or noticing that I'm killing people, is a big put off in a way. Not a put off, but it's like it can put doubt in your own mind of, I'm doing very, very poorly in this game when I know for fact of previous gameplay of the game years ago would never be the case. But now realizing, if I'm shooting, keep an eye on that little kill feed to know if you get the kill. Speaking of which, is there any new games that anyone would like to discuss? Anything to talk about? I know that a few things have been released, even before the whole pandemic went on, likes of the new Half-Life Alyx. Wasn't Resident Evil was getting a reboot, Final Fantasy got a reboot. Halo Infinite's meant to come out as well. I'm not sure if that's actually soon or... Oh, the release date.
You're forgetting about the biggest game, Ranky.
Oh, Animal Crossing.
No, old school RuneScape.
Animal Crossing is the
I remember the days when I finished high school. I only done this a couple of times because I didn't click. I didn't vibe with RuneScape. Probably now, if I devoted time to it and like read into it and understood it, I probably could get into it and spend a couple of days awake doing it and playing it. But there'd be a couple of days where like we finished high school, 3:00, bell rings, and we walked to like our like local library, and like we scan our little library cards, little nerds we were, and we go to like the computer area and we get like a time slot of like 2.5 hours. Just spend it just playing like different games like Realm of the Mad God, maybe a little bit of RuneScape, that sort of stuff. So yeah, that's like nostalgic sort of feeling there.
I cried when I was like 9 years old because my friends stole 200 rune arrows from me.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was betrayal back then, man.
yeah. I used to be a big fan of RuneScape. I don't really have a way to play it anymore, but it was a lot of fun.
It's on mobile now.
Yeah, I
Is
heard
it?
that, yeah.
Yeah, it's on
I
Android.
do have a way to play.
Wow.
How about that? Good to know.
I knew
But I do agree.
a new hit title that's going to be coming out this year in May, but I doubt it's going to get released because that date, unless it's already been completed and I'm just, talking rubbish, the release date for the UK, as far as I believe, is the 29th. So next week, today, is The Last of Us Part 2.
Is that a PS4 exclusive?
I think so.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, I probably won't play it then. I heard very good things, but it's just not something I've ever played.
I might
I
pick it
bought
up.
the first one to play with my wife, and then I remembered that I'm an absolute chicken when it comes to scary things. I can't even play zombies in Call of Duty. Tried to get her to play it by herself, and it never happened. I don't know what I was thinking when I bought that.
Yeah, my girlfriend bought it. She got to a point where she's playing as Joel. Oh no, you play as Joel on the first one, don't you? It was very early into the game. She'd only played it for like an hour or two, and there's a part where it's like I'm pretty sure she was in like a building that had like collapsed away, and she had to get past like 3 clickers, and she couldn't. Never could. I didn't bother trying it because I was always either doing like graphic work or playing my games on my computer, and so on. But yeah, she never got past it, and it's been sat in a drawer ever since.
The bad thing is when I bought it, I tried playing it, and I never even got to where there was any creatures. I was like walking down this rubbly path, and there was never anything there, but I got so anxious about it and paranoid that I just panicked and shut it off and never touched it. I just can't do it.
I remember having that feeling when I first got my Xbox 360. This was in my birthday in 2009. My older cousin had been playing Xbox obviously a lot longer than me. Was saying, you need to get this game, Call of Duty World at War. And I had watched him play a couple of zombie games, like on what's the first level called? Like the original one.
What? Sorry, I zoned out.
The first ever zombies on World at War.
Oh, I never played it. I hate
Need to
zombies.
touch it.
I absolutely despise PvE.
Let's have a look. World at
Can't do
War.
zombies.
360 for like 10 years.
Still have mine.
Nachta and Toten, and then obviously you got Verrucht, and then it's like Kia something Noshima, like Zombie Swamp, and then Darius or Darius. Watching him play a couple of games, I was like, oh, this is dead cool. This is really cool. When I got my Xbox, we played. Lasted like 3 rounds. I was trash, obviously. I tried to play it by myself, and I had the same sort of instinct heart. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this. I want to go to sleep tonight. Nope. The little little kid and just started high school. I was like, yeah, I'm not risking getting scared from a video game. Now I love the stuff. Now I love it. Haven't played it in a while, but
My history of playing COD Zombies is when my friends make me play it, and I run around in the circle going, nope, 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 help, 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 and that's it. I can't do it.
I used to get into racing games during my the old Xbox days, like Ridge Racer, Burnout, and all that.
all the retro
Well,
stuff.
not really. I was 6 at that time.
I never got into racing games much. The only sort of like racer that, well, I say racer, like the car sort of scene, it was The Crew. Played that for
The Crew.
a long time with my friends. That was a good game.
Played a fair bit of PGR as a kid, but that's about it for racing.
I was
I did a lot of the first Forza Horizon. I was a big fan of that.
I've seen a lot of Forza on streams.
Forza 4.
Yeah, Forza 4.
I played a lot of F1 2017.
See, that's the sort of racing I don't like on a track sort of thing. But like Forza 4, where it's like open world sort of thing, I could probably get into that if I had the right setup, like a wheel or something. But it's the same with Euro Truck. The Euro Truck sim. If I had a wheel, I'd play that a lot more because that's like it's compatible with VR. Just make it a little bit better. I remember mentioning it to one of my mates in work, and he was like, "You've got a car, just go out and drive. It's the same difference." I was like, "No, it's not. It's completely different. Can I haul like a 20-ton tractor in my little Astra? No, I can't. So shut up."
I mean, you can try.
I can try, yeah. Reminds me of a video I watch on YouTube.
I enjoy the sim world.
Oh, yeah. Simulation games are just... There's something about them where you turn it on and you just chill.
I'm really excited for the new the Microsoft Flight Sim 2020. It's going to be a 1-to-1 scale of the entire world that updates off of, I think, Bing Maps. So you'll be able to like fly through active hurricanes and whatnot. So that's going to be really cool. The graphics are absolutely insane.
I think it was Madness who said that his dad was a big fan of Flight Sim. Like, had like a full-on rig for it.
Really?
Can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was Madness.
Yeah, I think my dad also likes Flight Simulator. He usually does that too.
The only game that my dad really liked playing was Assassin's Creed. Oh! Has anyone seen the new trailer for the Valhalla?
The new what, sorry?
The new Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
I've seen the trailer. The fact that there's no gameplay with the trailer leads me to believe they're far further behind the development cycle than they need to be.
They probably will be, because they've only just announced it, haven't they? Let me just double check when it actually was announced. So, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Oh, so they do speculate that it's going to be out this year. I highly doubt that.
Yeah, I doubt it as well.
They've already got like pre-orders for it.
Wow.
It got released, or the trailer was released on the 30th of April. It does look like an amazing game. I love the Assassin's Creed.
It's going to be out on PS5 as well.
Yeah, PS5, Xbox One.
PS4, obviously.
Yeah, of course. And then PC through Uplay and Ubisoft. I am definitely picking this up when it comes out. I've not played through an Assassin's Creed fully since Assassin's Creed 3 with Connor.
I really liked Assassin's Creed 3.
That was my favorite.
The last good Assassin's Creed for me was Black Flag.
See, now I'm going to say it. I didn't like it. I did.
But then you'd be wrong.
I probably will be. I just didn't know how to like sail the boat and fight properly. I kept like dying to this like Spanish armada, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong here.
That's the whole point. Is you're in like some little brig. You're not supposed to take on an armada.
I know. Well, it's not an armada. It was just like it was one ship, and as far as I was aware, unless I am completely wrong and I had never upgraded my ship, I don't think I did. I probably had like a spud gun compared to their cannons. But yeah, I could never get past it, so I just stopped playing it. I didn't even bother researching like walkthroughs and whatnot like I usually would. But it was one of them. I got bored of it. I was at that age when I thought, this game sucks. I'm not going to bother playing it because what's the point? But hey, Hart, you quickly just mentioned before, how are you enjoying the new Animal Crossing?
Well, I have like 250 hours, and I can't seem to put it down. Yeah.
I've never played
A lot
Animal
of
Crossing.
Switch. Oh, it's good.
It is.
It's got a big nostalgia factor for me because I remember, like, all of my cousins and I saved up and bought DSs and sat in the living room and did local play because, dial-up internet.
Yeah.
Did that a lot growing up, and it's really nice. It really came a long way, I think. I like it a lot better than I liked City Folk.
The last Animal Crossing I played was New Leaf, if that was right.
New Leaf was good.
Yeah. I had that on an R4 card. That's how long ago I'm going. I never played any like past that until now. It was like 4 a.m. one night. Me and my girlfriend were lying in bed. We had like a film on in the background. We're just like scrolling through our phones. And her network provider was saying, if you upgrade this, you could get a Switch for free. But like it was a mad upgrade. Like she's just upgraded her phone like last year. Last year. Upgraded to like the iPhone XS Max. And they're saying if you upgrade now to like the iPhone 11, you could get a Switch. Or it's something where it was either upgrade her phone to get the Switch, or she could put the Switch on her plan to pay it off alongside her phone. But it was out of stock, and I was really gutted. So I was scrolling through Argos that night, and I found 2 Switch Lites. So it's not the proper Switch; it's like the full handheld one.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you can't dock it, can't like take off the Joy-Cons. You can attach them, but not really a point. And I was sat there, and I had 2 in my basket, and I had a couple of games for her to play, and because I had already found like CD keys were selling it a little bit cheaper rather than through Nintendo itself. Same with like Skyrim and Super Smash Bros, which I suck at. And
I'm really bad at that.
I looked at her and I was like, "Do I do it?" And she's like, "What?" And I showed her on the phone and I was like, "Do I do it?" And she's like, "Don't." But then we both wanted to switch it. I thought, nah, sod it. So click checkout, and then it arrived the next day. Got them. I've not put mine down since. And
it actually took me almost a month to find my Switch. I ended up going with the full-size Switch instead of the Lite. It was the only thing I could find. I got lucky, and I got mine about 2 weeks before Animal Crossing dropped. I showed up at GameStop about half an hour before they opened to get the Animal Crossing Edition one, and they didn't have any extras, and I couldn't.
ah,
I got lucky and found one on the other side of town at another GameStop that's just like the red and blue one, but it took a surprisingly long amount of time to find it. Like, from here, about a 250-mile radius around my town, everything was sold out.
I was the same with mine when I was looking. At that moment in time, I was lucky to get the 2 greys. Because when I bought it, I left it a couple of hours, and like obviously when we woke up the next morning, I checked back and they were out of stock. So I was under the assumption that I had possibly bought the last 2 that they had in my area. And I was so happy that I did not wait a minute later or a minute longer to buy them.
I would have rather had the grayscale, but honestly, at that point, I was just happy I found one.
Yeah, same.
And they're still not back in stock in my area.
They're still not in ours either. Even the same with like Amazon and whatnot. They're out of stock. Even our like game stores are out of stock before they shut.
Yeah, I never knew the demand was so high on them until I tried to find one.
Another thing that's very annoying for me is that with working from home, my whole sleeping pattern's completely upside down, inside out, anything it can be completely opposite. So on the weekends, when you're meant to buy turnips between 5 and 12, I either go to bed just before 5 and wake up after 12. So I've only been able to buy turnips the once. Now, out of like the 6 weeks have been possible to get them. So I'm like losing out on so much profit. And Mr. Nook is nagging for his payments on his house. And I'm like, shut up. I want to sell my turnips. Go away. But
I zoned out again. I thought you were talking about your actual job then, Present.
yeah, well,
And then you said payment in turnips. I was like, oh, we're still talking Animal Crossing, okay.
don't worry. Enough talk of games. As mentioned at the start, we've got a few little questions that have been submitted by you lovely folk, of those who are listening. So just scrolling through some. There are some on here that do not imply whatsoever to this cast. Because it's been directed to a certain person who's not here. Not Jo, someone else who I'm planning to get on a later cast. But we have a question from TG Bagsy, who is in League of Legends, the Leona Initiation Squad leader. And their question is, with all the current games and upcoming releases, there's a very competitive scene around most games at the moment. Is this something that TG as a whole are looking to push when recruiting? Should we be looking to recruit by different advertising competitiveness? So pretty much, to summarise that paragraph, thank you Bagsy, the whole aspect of recruitment in general. So I know for a fact of, I'm throwing my 2 cents on that one, is that when I used to recruit for Counter-Strike, I had an account on about 4 or 5 different forum pages. I stayed away from Reddit because you get a lot of like toxic and troll on Reddit. It was mainly more like game finders. It was gamers as well, .net or something. That's where I got a lot of traction from. But
I think it depends vastly on the game, doesn't it? Like something like CSGO. Oh, I'm echoing. Something like CSGO is very easy to recruit competitively for, because the majority of the player base are competitive. Whereas something such as Counter-Strike, something such as Call of Duty, for example, it's very difficult because Call of Duty is not an inherently competitive game, especially on the PC. It might be different on console.
Exactly.
But it's not seen as like a serious esport.
Anymore, that is, no. I mean, you've got that one event every year or so, like, champs, the 1 million, 1.5, 2, 3 million, whatever they've advertised for, splits off to the teams and so on. But if you're facing facts, you've got to be grinding the game for a long period to then find a team, to then get on the ladder, and so on. To get a good seed as well. Because you never know, you could, not saying nothing's impossible. There's always that chance. Because even TG went to a COD event a couple of years ago. Pretty sure it was within Advanced Warfare, or was it Infinite War? No, it wasn't Infinite. I went Black Ops 3. Can't remember exactly. But we had 4 of our guys go out. Unfortunately, they didn't get past like the group stage. I'm pretty sure they got knocked out. Put up a fight though. I don't think they did get, like, they lost. They never progressed, but they didn't get 3-0'd straight away, I don't believe. But if you're in a position to do that and find a squad, that's by all means you can get somewhere with it. But if you advertise that when you're recruiting and saying, look, we're looking for people to potentially go into a pro scene, you can get people to join in and be like, yeah, sure, I can throw my 2 cents in and chip in and do the work. But then when that doesn't happen within a certain time frame, those people that you've got in will more likely just drop off and HD. So, I mean, the whole recruitment aspect is like, if you can find a site and advertise it correctly, saying that we are like-minded gamers, we like to chill out. Yeah, we can take it serious and competitive, but it's mainly getting to know teamwork, getting to know teams, bettering yourself at the game and bettering those around you along with yourself. Recruitment should come fine with that. And if it's new games as well, like Valorant, for example, that's just opened a division. I was gonna say Escape from Tarkov, but that's not really a new game, is it? Or is it? I don't know.
No, AFC's been out for a
It's
while.
been out for a while. Okay then.
It's
just
for a while.
just because typical veteran put out the thing, didn't he? He's just posted.
Yeah, he just made it as a division.
Yeah, made it a division. That's
Oh.
it. Yeah. I mean, it honestly depends on the game, and it depends on how you recruit it and how you advertise
base.
it, and the player base. Yeah. Like if it's been advertised to be this big massive game, and then when it's released, it's so big for like a week or two, and it flops because it just doesn't have that niche to keep it alive. No one will join off it. You may get a few, but then they'll dwindle away, or the division itself will get closed down because there's not enough player base to keep it alive. I've seen that come and go time and time. It's a shame, but it honestly depends on the game itself that's coming out, to which you can then recruit from. So I hope that answers your question, Bagsy, if you're listening, mate. But yeah, let's try to find another one as well. There we go. Here's a little bit of a funny one, shall we say. So it's come from, is it Fairy Sorceress? Sorry. Oh my god. Fairy Sorceress. Is that right? The League of Legends cohort officer. They have asked, who, in your own opinion, has the worst sense of humour out of everyone you've ever met in TG?
Ooh. Out of everyone I've ever met.
Every single person you have ever met. If you were to say a joke and they take it, like, they nip it in the bud and they just flip off, but everyone else is laughing, like they get salty and toxic. Not toxic, just get salty because of the joke or whatever. Worst sense of humour going.
Well, that's difficult. I need a minute to think about that. I'll let Heart Attack go first.
Go on, Hart, go on. Floor's yours. I'll repeat the question. So, who, out of every single person you have met, spoke to, come in contact with in TG, who has the worst sense of humour?
To be fair, I don't think anyone that I've come across has had a particularly bad sense of humour. Like, I've rubbed people up the wrong way before. Don't get me wrong. I've got my fair share of people that I've had my arguments with. But I don't particularly think that there's anyone that's got a bad sense of humour. I'd say if I had to, I'd probably say like Amp, maybe TG Amp. Sorry, Amp, but you're too straight edge. Like, chill out a bit, man.
In before you get a DM, see you've been issued with a warning point from TGC. You've been demoted, placed on leave. Go on, Eel, who can you think of?
But I'm sorry. I mean, I've noticed kind of like a long history about that. It's not very bad, but in some ways, yeah, I was a witness to it. I've seen some that were.
Can we go with former members?
Yeah, it's anyone who you've ever met.
TG Soul. That man was so toxic. It was unreal.
What was he in? Was he in like a Counter Strike or
League?
Oh, well, there you go. It's League, isn't it?
But I'll leave it to everyone else to remember the drama of TG Soul and how that man can't take a joke.
I'd probably say, I'd probably say Epic Gamer. If you remember,
Epic can take a laugh.
I mean, not when I'm there.
Maybe he just doesn't like you.
That's probably it, you know. I mean, I did take his role as DNTL, but yeah. I think Heart's having some mic issues at the moment. Yeah. We can't hear you, bud.
Some mic issues. Yeah, I think it was some echo issues.
Yeah. A little bit of an echo when the third was talking.
Just reconnect and just disconnect and then reconnect.
Yeah, just drop out and then jump back in. There you go. He got a bit salty. You could sometimes have a laugh with him, depending on his day. He'd just have complete none of it. But yeah,
If you're watching this,
yeah. I mean, Fatality can be a bit of a hard one as well. But
no, Fate is scared.
I mean,
but he's funny.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
All right.
That
Sorry
is
about
the
that.
worst. Could it be a bit toxic?
Come on, we'll save the best for last. Little
my
drum roll.
opinion.
Go on, Hart. Who's your worst sense of humor in TG?
So he's not here anymore.
That's perfectly fine.
But TG Dixie was the strange. Like, the dude left on an honorable discharge, came back pretending to be somebody else, and then through a fit wink, we figured out who he was.
I mean, if they left on a HD, then why would they throw a fit?
I don't like. The bad thing is he left on an HD. He could have just came back as himself, but he came back pretending to be somebody else, and like threw on like this really deep guy's voice, and then when we all figured out who he was, he was not happy. Mindset.
I mean, if they came back, like if they tried to join back as like from a DD or a ban, like a dishonorable discharge for anyone who doesn't know what DD is, or HD is an honorable discharge.
Yeah, that's why I was first XO, and he had left on a HD, and he actually opened up another like group on his own or something, and then he said he left it when he came back to TG, but pretending to be somebody else. And it was a whole fiasco. That was like the first thing I dealt with when I took an XO spot. It was weird. I don't even know why he would do that.
Strange. The mind will baffle. But with that being said, and the last question, obviously we have had other questions submitted, but we shall save some of those until future podcasts. I think, ladies and gents, would be a good point to cut it, because now with me rendering this together, it might burn my PC, but hey, it was fun doing it. But yeah.
Fair enough. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully next time we might have Jo on. He was dealing with some IRL things going on, so he couldn't join us this evening. But yeah, any last words? Anything to I'll tell you what. Last thing to say. A sort of motivational quote that you can pass on to TG members.
Just keep your head down, have a laugh. We're not all so serious all the time, and it'll be all right.
Even like this, like your inferiors in a way, like your squad members in your battalion will possibly see this and realise that you're not so much as a hard head as an XO and can have a laugh when it comes to it. But yeah. Anything you'd like to say, Hart?
Just have a good time and lead by example, because if you're not willing to do it, then you shouldn't be asking anyone else to do it.
Exactly. Eel, I know you'll want to give out some quotational things.
Yeah, just have a good time, stay safe, stay positive. We'll get through this. It's a matter of time. We'll be back to normal as soon as we know it.
Stay at home and wash your
Until then,
hands.
stay tactical.
Yeah, stay at home, wash your hands, and stay 2 meters apart. Don't go to the beach.
Wash your
Touch
hands.
your face.
You dirty pig.
Wash
6
your hands, you
feet or
dirty
2
pig.
meters apart, whatever you see fit.
Someone put that piece of paper and like a notice board in our staff toilets. It was hilarious.
Yeah, same as
Yeah.
us.
There's a piece of
God.
plastic that's like nailed to the wall that's meant to have like the cleaner's like tick sheet. So like, was there soap? Yes, no. Was there toilet paper? Yes, no. Was it like urinal thing, like soap, smelly things? Yeah, no. That sort of thing. Was the hand dryer working? But someone replaced that and put like the meme of "wash your hands, you dirty pig" in it. Hey, it boosted morale. People started washing their hands, which is, well, I say started to wash their hands, which is kind of the bad point of that. But yeah. But hey, yeah, to end it pretty much on what everyone said. If there's anything that you find going on in TG within your squad, if you speak to a staff member, don't be scared because they are your squad leader. Don't be scared because they are your XO or CO, your BGC. Obviously, don't skip too far up, but yeah, anyone can, that sort of thing. Anyone can resolve the issue with just talking.
We're all here for the same goal.
Exactly. We're all on this same boat together. We're all here to have a good time. We're all here to play games with each
To
other.
find internet girlfriends.
Wait, what?
What? Oh no, sorry.
Don't
Yeah,
spoil my plan.
play games and have fun. That's it. Yeah.
Jesus.
Because I finished. It's because I finished my
Down the
second cider.
ground is where we're at. Oh my goodness.
There you go. I brought us back down to landing safely.
Exactly. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that has been it for the first episode of Table Talk with Tactical Gaming. On the last round, I'd like to thank you, Heart Attack Kid, and yourself, Turd, and my amazing co-host, Vicious Eel, for joining this evening. Until next time, folks.
Thanks for having me.
Stay safe, stay strong, stay distant.
Stay tactical.
Stay tactical. There you go. That's our slogan. Stay tactical. All right, boys and girls. Until next time, take care.